Hello YouTubers, today I want to talk about Ratchet spanners. Now, as you can see, there's a few different ones here. They're from different sets that I have, and unfortunately they're all, in every way apart from one of them, I kind of use them all the time. They're all different, and they all kind of come in handy. Basically we have a gear wrench one, which is the big long one. This is a 10mm, so these are 30% longer. As you can see, that's a normal 10mm. So they're a lot longer than the normal size. Very handy. Again, lifetime's guarantee. We'll come back to that in a minute. Then we have a Brit tool one with a special end on. I'll come to that in a minute as well. We have a snap-on one, and we have this thing at the end, which is a tool zone, which is, well, again, come to that. Unfortunately, with certain tools, you can only really go for good ones, and that's with ratchet spanners. Now, a normal spanner, just like the one we have here, you can get cheap ones, that's no problem. But with ratchet spanners, unfortunately you can't. This is a cheap, non-brand, generic thing, and I guarantee you come across anything that's even remotely tight, this is going to slip. Once it slipped once, it's no good. It's just going to be, well, it's going to be garbage. No good. Might as well throw it away. Don't waste your money on cheap ratchet spanners. Save it. Spend it on something else. Honestly, it's an absolute waste of time. So we come to these three ones I have: gear wrench, Brit tool, and snap-on. Now, as you can see, they're all slightly different. The snap-on one has a bend on it, where the other ones are obviously fairly straight. Now, the Brit tool, I don't know if it's going to come across on camera, but the Brit tool has this funny connection, which basically makes the front of this spanner actually a ratchet spanner. If you look at the front of the snap-on one, it's just a normal spanner. You look at the end of that, and there's a little cutout on it. And basically what it means is you can actually grab a bolt and you can ratchet it with the front spanner, which is very good. But then the angle of the snap-on comes in handy too, and the extra length of the gear wrench comes in handy. So, but to buy all these three sets is obviously very expensive. So, you know, I haven't bought them all at once. I've bought them, all these, over a period of time. But again, with the good ratchet spanners, you can just feel them, you can just hear, they're just a lot better noise than these cheap. They're just, well, I mean, you can't really feel it, but honestly, waste of time. Absolute waste of time. So the only thing I can really say is, if you're going to buy a ratchet set, save your money. You don't necessarily have to go for the snap-on one, because the snap-on ones are very, very expensive. The Brit tool and the gear wrench, they are a lot cheaper, and they still have a lifetime's guarantee. So if you break them, or if they break or anything like that, you still get a new one free of charge, and you don't have to pay the snap-on price. So there, you know, there is different ways of getting lifetime's guarantee without getting snap-on. There's a few more companies out there as well that do it, do lifetime's guarantee and stuff. These are the sets that I have, and unfortunately, like I said, they all have their own use. So I can't really say, you know, this one's better, that one's better, this one's better. I can't really say it. The only thing I can really say is, if you are going to go for a set of ratchet spanners and you want to buy your first set, I'd go for something like this, like the Brit tool. And the reason is because they're a standard size spanner. They have the advantage of being the ratchet at the front, and they will do a lot. So that's the one I would advise if you're going to go for a set. You know, your first set, kind of go for like the standard everyday version, without getting one that's extra long or got different angles and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a short video, but yeah, unfortunately, with certain things you do get what you pay for. Honestly, waste of time. You buy that, put a few more quid towards it, you can buy another set that you're going to have forever. You're not going to have a problem. Like I said, you know, certain things you can save money. For example, you can buy a cheaper socket set, but buy a really good socket, buy a really good ratchet. So because it's the ratchet that normally fails in socket sets. So you can go off, you can buy a Brit tool, a snap-on, you know, something kind of along them lines, and you'll never have a problem with your ratchet. Even if you do, again, lifetime's guarantee. So yeah, that's it really. honestly, save your money, spend it on decent tools. You'll have them forever. You shouldn't have a problem. Stay away from the cheap ones. I promise you, in the long run, it just isn't worth it. Because the time you buy a cheap set and you think, oh well, I don't use it a lot, and you know I don't use it on tight bolts. The time you will need it is the time it will fail on you, and then you're going to be in a world of trouble. So look, hope it helps. Thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.